Now, Three Cheers began as an experiment to see whether or not we could increase revenue for venues by decreasing the amount of ask to leaves for intoxication. And ultimately, we found that this worked. So we did cut down ask to leaves dramatically, and also revenue in venues started to go up. But it's not just ask to leaves for intoxication which loses money for venues. It's also people that fly under the radar but reach a point where they've had enough and leave a venue early or prematurely. That causes potentially their group that they're with to leave, in the same way that when we can ask people to leave a venue, that can take a whole group with that person. So it's also people taking themselves home, perhaps people going out one night and not being able to back up the next night. Not only that, but it's also protecting sustainability of drinking culture as well. So people, perhaps they equate going out with waking up the next day feeling dusty or not feeling great, so they start to cut back on drinking, or they start to not drink at all or drink non-alcoholic drinks. So there's a real movement at the moment that's been growing for more healthiness, and this is more of a healthy way for people to drink, to stay hydrated as they go. And that can be really seen in this video where Russell Crowe talks about how he showed Ed Sheeran how to stay hydrated when they're drinking alcohol. And it showed that Ed woke up the next day feeling fresh, feeling great on the way to an interview early in the morning, and texting Russell and asking what was the secret. And Russell's just saying it's the water, that's the secret. Then later in the video it tells the story further that Ed then tried it again, forgot the water, and all hell broke loose. Also what started to happen in these venues, which the ones where we began at back in 2009, 2010, they were quite violent venues. And the violence began to fall away to being hardly existent, if at all. There's also reduced ask to leaves having to happen, which increases the risk of confrontation between staff and patrons, abuse, all that kind of stuff, which then increases the happiness for staff in their roles because they're not having to put up with those kinds of things. Those kind of ask to leave incidents or problems with patrons just disappear. Looking to keep people hydrated from early on, look for those early signs that they may need it. That also increases our interaction with patrons. So each one of those interactions is an opportunity for us to positively impact their mood. Increased interaction also naturally increases our knowledge about what's going on in the crowd.